it's as if the gaming industry couldn't get any more worse. Honestly. So, on my last, non-anniversary stream, which was about Monster Hunter Wilds, I mentioned that, like, how the PS5 should have been a better, like, proposition to play, this game amid a GPU shortage and now 20% tariffs or something. But, hold on, we're gonna change some settings really quick. I'm sorry, but, we'll be right back. So, basically, okay, we're good. So, going back to Monster Hunter Wilds, there are severe performance issues on both the PlayStation 5 and the PC. Because, right now we're in the middle of a GPU shortage here in America because of 20% tariffs. On the PRC, which I feel like despite it hurting, it is a necessity because we are not... Because we know what the PRC is up to, honestly. But, going back to the main topic at hand, Monster Hunter... Let's not stay away. Okay, so, the first thing is I keep hearing reports that the PS5 keeps on crashing, and you have to, like, unplug the PS5 and plug it back in, because even the power button becomes unresponsive. Yeah. So, then there's also reports that there's crashing due to frame generation, which I think frame generation is a bunch of shit, honestly. Now, why did I decide to do this stream so suddenly? It's because I know the gaming industry is still, hold on. Gaming industry is still, I might have a chance. Wow, shortcut and blue shot at the same time, but, but regardless, a lot of people say that frame generation is, like, really good or something, and it's next big thing, but I heard people, like, games are crashing with the frame generation and all that stuff. When I turn it off, it actually runs better or something. So it just shows that Capcom is so lazy to optimize their own games. So we're just going to go over the article from that I found on Yahoo News Japan. I use machine translation because because I don't have time to translate it by hand or something. So let's see. I want to capture 6. Okay, report on Monster Hunter Wilds. Where it doesn't work properly. So now there's a lot of crashes and all that stuff, and you say, "Oh, please upgrade the your graphics driver and choose the correct driver for your GPU." And there's also hardware failures. You have the balls to say this when GPUs are in artificially short supply because of your crappy game that doesn't optimize, as well as your crappy game that is not optimized, and also you can turn off compatibility mode, verify the game files. Well, that's, I don't know, it's just a mixed bag. It's like playing the lottery or something. So, let's see what the comments section has to say. Crashes in multiplayer, and he said that he ran the game as administrator. Like, why would you want to run a game as administrator? It's basically giving up your system security to I don't know, like, what is it? To the Nuva or something. And say it looked fun, and it's more, I don't know, there's a lot of debate or something. And when I tried to join a quest or something, when they try to join a quest, it crashed 8 out of 10 times, and it says, and he said you had to turn off frame generation, and then paid debugging. Like, why are we even doing this in 25? Paid debugging. It's not even marked as early access, unlike Tokyo Extreme Racer. And the high spec requirements are not understandable in my case, because we're still in the cost of living crisis. Yes, the yen has strengthened quite significantly, like 1 or 2 yen since the last stream, but regardless, we're still in the cost of living crisis, and GPUs are expensive here. And frame generations, and then they, and also like so, and it's just because of the poor image quality and all that stuff. And I also heard the game looks so bad compared to like yeah, and graphics 9 out of 10 was covered in glitchy polygon 70GB files over the weekend. Frame generation is slow. It made the game feel smoother. Now, anyone who tries frame generation, like me, it actually introduces more input lag. No crashes, and inconvenient UI. AMD graphics cards, 20 minutes to compile shaders every time, and it's added to your antivirus exception list. Now, I'm gonna read one more page before we move on to the next ways. They're only playing for 20 hours, but one crash. Lack of optimization was also evident in Dragon's Dogma 2. It turned out to be the right decision because company is not seriously working to resolve their issue. Capcom is becoming the next Square Enix, and that's not a good thing. They're pandering to woke shit. I don't know, like people in the West who, yeah, too many falls and all that stuff, specs and drivers, and there's just too much stuff. Capcom is so bad at optimization and all that stuff. And there's also GTA 6 because the PC versions release simultaneously on console and PC have 2 options: to either release and take time to optimize it, or release it in a corrupted state. Capcom, yeah, and then there's also release, yeah, because Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, as well as Remake, had separate PS5 and PC releases. However, Final Fantasy 16, which I covered almost 2 years ago, there's just so much woke shit reporting on the game and identity socialism. It's like the make communism cool again cult, that I've been describing these past 5 years. And on top of that, we have the performance issues. Like, the game ran at 720p, only 30 frames per second on the PlayStation 5. That's not acceptable at all. And then there's also, the game itself is not optimized. It was released too early. They're optimizing the PC version. No, because they don't want to optimize the PC version. That's why. So, other games on Steam don't crash so often. So, I mean, even Tokyo Extreme Racer is more stable, and that's an early access game that runs really well. So, we'll read the last page of comments after this race. So, yeah. We'll also go over something I found on Yahoo Japan. Not Yahoo News, but something else. Oh wow, I'm looking at the wrong screen. And to tell you the truth, I actually don't like this course that much, because I always get, like, messed over in the third, in the final lap, at the end of the final lap, which really isn't that great to begin with. Of course, the blue shot has to come soon, so... Gonna go up. Oh, I actually fell. I gotta make sure I don't... How did she recover so quickly? It's like she fell and then she recovered so quick. Not even my flight could, my flight speed could, like, outmaneuver her, so... Yeah, and I've also been hearing some other bad stuff too, like... I heard a State of the Union should be, tonight or something. Okay, so we're going to look at some more comments, the last page of comments as well as the questions that someone's asking. So let's go to effects only, go back to window capture 6, and say parts are different, specs are different. Yeah, because wait, hold on. Sorry. I had to take a screenshot of this. It's like she's throwing the shell with her eyes half open. Okay, but so let's go to page 3, which is really short. Capcom is a fraudulent company, yes. Both the disc and download versions are crashing. Yeah, because Capcom is just so incompetent. They're literally becoming the next Square Enix. Like, and same thing with Bandai Namco, which is supposed to have a pavilion at Expo 2025. And despite Expo 2025 being hyped up as the next big thing in international, like, event. So let's see, well, I have a question. When I'm playing the game, my PS5 crashes and turns off quite frequently, and he bought the bundled version. They say ventilation and all that stuff. Yeah, because the PS5 has a severe thermal cooling problem to begin with. First, it is the most oversized piece of shit console in the 21st century. And if you're in the United States, it's the second largest console. But if you're in the rest of the world, then it's the largest console ever made. Even the Slim and Pro models are even worse, because your chip can literally melt like lava or something. And there's also some more stuff that I could check out, but I have behind the TV, cover for towel rack. Nah, you shouldn't be doing that. So, yeah, we're going to go over the Steam reviews after we, the system requirements and the Steam reviews afterwards. Or do we go after the system requirements already? We're going to go over the reviews, that are mostly negative reviews, since I do have a negative view on the graphics, on the computer hardware industry right now, or consumer electronics in general. I used to have so much hope for it just 5-6 years ago, but now it seems like everything is so bleak. Like, why? Why is it so bleak? Oh, and, and about the Switch too. Nintendo's supposed to be hosting a direct, next month, about their new console, and I'm actually not looking forward to it, honestly, because they did announce a new Mario Kart game, but I think a lot of people are gonna stick to 8 Deluxe despite the presence of a new Mario Kart game. Because people spent like the last like 11 years on Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart 9 is the new learning curve. I have to admit that Mario Kart 8 was a learning curve when I first played it in 2014, so, but it seems that it seems like we're all too used to this game after 11 years of no major Mario Kart 8, of a new Mario Kart title. However, let's go back to how it affects things, because if you know anything about it's pretty far away now. It's actually going to dodge it. Oh. I actually have a little bit of problems with these course, or with this course or something, because it's usually the end of the course that gives me problems. Like this highway, this 4-lane section here. I'm trying to get an iron box, but I don't think I'm going to get a fuck. I'm gonna fall behind like crazy. Oh my god, if I lost to Donkey Kong, I'm gonna be... Wow. This was a major embarrassment for me. We're going to... It's... just... I don't like Moonview Highway, honestly. It's Toad's Turnpike on steroids. And now that Donkey Kong scored above me, he's on top of me, basically... I don't know. I'm not really allowed to say that word on YouTube, but you get the idea. We should also mention that that Capcom is exhibiting the same elitist rhetoric as those who use higher-end gaming PCs, those who built their own PCs, those who use RetroTink 4K Pro scalers, those who are absolute fucking Puritans in the retro gaming industry. Even the Puritans were more flexible. But those retro game Puritans are so stubborn, they just make me want to vomit or something. Almost fall off the course. Now I need to practice this game because I haven't been playing this game much lately. But I also have a lot of stuff to attend to, like real world stuff, not like gaming stuff. Plus I have a trip in 2 months and I have to book my tickets to the Nintendo Museum. Okay, let's see. Nope. Hopefully I win this one, because my margin of error is actually very small now, because I placed 6 and below Donkey Kong in the last one. hopefully this one ends better, because... Okay, let's see how our standing is. And I'm still on top despite all of what happened in Moonview Highway. So we're going to go back to, effects only. We'll read some reviews. I'm sorry for the delayed response, but here it is. Stop using outdated multiplayer systems. 3 or 4 layers to even get into the game. Completely unexplained. Then you had to crash and everything has to start over. Join game, play the game. This game feels stuck in 2005. Well, even 2005 was better because it could still build a gaming PC. There was no like... Everything was just so much better in 2005, in my opinion. And you're charging $69 for Monster Hunter with all the shitty performance. Like, it's not a nice number at all. Worst menus. There's some review that literally reads, we'll remove the last, kanji, hanja, there's so much optimization issue. It took away basically all the performance issues outweighed what should have made the game fun. And we have another Korean review. And we also have submit a refund request. And even on a fully low settings of DLSS performance mode on a 3070, which has less VRAM than a 3060. Very unexcusable behavior from Nvidia. Ryzen 7 and 6000 MHz is not enabled to reach a stable 60. It's the worst looking game that they play in recent memory, and the game looks terrible, which feels terrible, but with all these performance issues and subpar performance, it's a true deal breaker. Frame drops, switching to FSR, and enabling flame generation does not help. I think it peak about 90, but still chug down to 30. Even when turning your character around, World was smiles better than Wilds. No walk solid 120, no depths, no stars, no smeary PlayStation 2 textures, and no AI upscaling or generated frames. World and Elden Ring had performance issues at launch, but that's the industry standard because devs are too fucking lazy to test their games, honestly. I wouldn't play this even if it was free. Another review in Korean. Let's just translate this. It says, personally, I think the important part of the open world game is to leave a strong impression on the user when they first encounter the game and world and scenery. The Monster Hunter Wilds can make a strong impression if the hardware specifications support, but the majority of users have minimum to intermediate specifications based on Wilds. Like, optimize your damn game, honestly, because there's so many tariffs on GPUs, not just in America, but I should also mention it's the same thing in Korea as well. And the third-party engine for versatility and optimization rather than Capcom's own engine. Well, there's poor optimizations. No one's gonna play Wilds again, sadly. And 4 hours, 3 crashes, and all that stuff. Poor performance. Let's read the recent ones. What a massive shame. Playing most of the Monster Hunter games. This is a mess on PC. Can't pass the character creators. Connection for 2 hours. I do something and another one appears. Cannot receive its current state. Even performance. And the multiplayer was more annoying than ever working. This was like, we're not translating with DBL because I don't think DBL supports Korean. How many times does this turn off? Absolutely terribly. Need a very nice gaming setup for a PC, which is impossible in America. It's more doable in Europe right now, if it wasn't for those globalist politicians just messing everything up. And slightly above what the recommendations are, it still crashes. It's not worst optimization I've ever seen. Well, even an indie company can make games better than this, than Capcom, which speaks volumes. Honestly, then let's read this review. What era are we living at? Does it make sense to have such high specs with such shitty graphics. Is this shit even optimized? This game crashes every 20 minutes, but I can't like play it. I pre-ordered this game, so I don't know. Yeah, another AAA company dropping an unfinished game. It doesn't even render. I've gotten halfway through a quest before it finally starts rendering their graphics. Why are AAA games, with all the money they charge, releasing games that aren't even finished yet? That was so much. And this person got a slideshow disguised as a game. Performance is abysmal, even on high-end hardware. This is like Sword Art Online Alicization Licorice back then. Like, remember it was so damn hard to get a GPU back then? and you need like a beefy system, and even then the game still runs like shit. Open world areas. What's the point of it if it starts every time you turn the camera? And Capcom, optimization is that non-existent, and not rolling settings. Rolling settings did not work either. It's supposed to be immersive, but it's hard to be immersive in character moves like they're wading through molasses thanks to direct performance. The adult world had an issue at launch. Wilds makes world look like a polished masterpiece. Maybe a year or two. Nah. You have to enjoy your hardware struggling agony. So this guy has a 970, 8 gigs of RAM, and 2600. Not the best specs in the world, but this this shows that not everyone can afford high-end graphics cards. Performance is terrible. The game isn't made of sludge. Okay, so that's it for today, because I actually need to get to doing my my real-world duties. So, in conclusion, Capcom is just becoming another, like, Square Enix. They're becoming one of the Western AAA devs. Maybe not certain quadruple A dev that doubles down on woke shit, okay? So, that's it for today. I'm not sure what my next stream's gonna be, so